PC fam, welcome to another episode of Chill with Chill. It's a beautiful Thursday, evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you at. We are international. Chill, what's going on? I know I just seen you, but what's up?
Ox, I only got one ticket. That's it. I got one ticket left, and I got two guys. Right? I got two guys, and I only got one ticket left. Which one of y'all want it? Which one of y'all gonna take it? That's what I know what's going on right now, Ox.
Yeah,
only got one ticket left. That's it. Who taking it?
These teams are fighting. We seen some games yesterday. I would consider those both dominant performances.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we'll get into that. But it is that time of year. Chill, I want to start this off because today we're talking playing basketball. We're talking the two games that we've seen on the East, two games we've seen in the West. So we're talking playing basketball, and we're going to talk about the two games we're going to see tomorrow. Playing basketball today, y'all.
Yep.
Chill. I believe I have you on record saying that the play-in is those 82 games. I have you on record saying that last year, and I believe the year before that. Chill, have you budged on that statement at all? Are you coming around to the play-in?
No, I'm not. And the reason why I'm not is because what's going on now is a confirmation of why the play-in tournament isn't necessary. So Miami, this is what it took for you to play to this level all year long. It took you having to be in an elimination game all year long to now play at this level. No. Why couldn't I have gotten this effort from you? Why couldn't I got this kind of play out of you? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not asking you to blow every team out or smoke every team. No, I'm not asking for that. What I am asking for is I'm asking for a certain amount of effort to be a playoff team. And when you are 9 games under 500, you're suggesting to me, considering your team, Khalil Ware played the majority of the season, Tyler Hero played the majority of the season, Bam played the majority of the season. You ended up making a trade where you had some issues with Jimmy Butler, and you got Andrew Wiggins, who was out for a couple of games. I'm not going to argue that he was out for a couple of games, but he's been back in the lineup. If you have the majority of your guys, you have to play at a level to suggest that you're a playoff team. You didn't do that. You did not do that. And because you didn't do that, I'm not going to reward you at the end with the possibility of doing it. I found this out a long time ago. My mother worked in the school system ever since I was a kid, and she used to tell me she hated extra credit homework. Why you hate extra credit homework, Mom? You can't even do the homework I gave you. Now you want me to give you more homework to do? No, I'm not going to do that. No, right. Absolutely not. And I feel like what we're doing is we're rewarding teams for bad play to make it up in the end, even though there can be some different circumstances. But in the end, Ox, if I fought the entire season and I won 42 games or I won 43 games, and that's only good enough for the 7th spot, that's a playoff team. If I fought the entire season and I won 43 games and that's the 8th spot, that's a playoff team. If you played all season long and you won 34 games and you got the 10th spot and you 7 games under 500, that's not a playoff team. And it's not a playoff team. You didn't do enough for me to say you did not do enough for me to suggest that you're a playoff team. I understand the logistics of it because, prime example, we're talking about it right now, and viewership is up when it comes to the play-in tournament. There's more at stake. Well, all right, I get that part, and people are worried about tanking. Even if that's true, you can play at a better level the entire season or throughout the season if you're trying to get into the playoffs. And I just don't buy the idea that I'm going to give you an extra opportunity. You had an opportunity to do this. 82 of them to be exact.
Right.
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. So I agree with you. I do think it's kind of growing on me a little bit though. And I mean, with that being said, I told you last week, I don't believe that us nor Dallas deserve to have another shot at it. You know what I'm saying? But since it's a thing already, yeah, and I do think since it's a thing, it like the tankers are going to tank, right? Sure. You're gonna have those bottom 3, bottom 4. The tankers are going to tank, but
right.
Those middle of the pack teams, like where we were this year, Dallas clearly. even Phoenix, those teams, you get. I believe it. It gets us better late season basketball. It gets us better basketball in March, in all of March, early April. And I think that makes it worth it. To where it's like we just don't have only 4 teams really still playing hard. You know what I'm saying? We got 6, 7 teams, 8 teams. You know that 3 through 11. 3 through 11, they're still playing in March. You know what I'm saying? They're still playing in April, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? So
now,
if that's what it took, then I can dig it.
now, Ox, let's not be. I'm not going to be ridiculous now. Just because I don't like the chef does not mean that I'm not going to eat the food. I mean, he still makes a really good dish. I'm not going to argue that point. And we do get some really good basketball, so I am going to watch. I'm not going to argue that point at all. No question about that. I might not like the process. I might not like the fact that we're giving, bad teams an opportunity to quote unquote redeem themselves. Sure. I mean, I might not love that, but I do get some really good basketball. Ox, a prime example would be just yesterday. You and I had the conversation. We were talking about the play-in tournament, about Miami and the Chicago Bulls. And I'm over Miami. I'm over them. And I thought the Chicago was going to handle them yesterday.
Right.
I was convinced. I'm like, Miami is out. Just like you said about the Sacramento Kings, where you don't think that this team deserves to even be in the playoffs. I felt the same way about Miami. I was over them. I was out on this team. And for them to come in and have the performance that they had yesterday, where they were getting any and everything at the rim early, Tyler Hero actually looked like the all-star that he's been all year. He was playing at the all-pro level that he's been playing at all year, or for the majority of the year. I have to come to grips with, maybe Bam isn't who I think he is. Maybe he is. I'm just not sure. Like, I expected much more from Bam this season. It was more of a disappointment. But then yesterday, he gave me solid minutes, right? He didn't give me 20 and 10 like I was expecting, but he gave me solid minutes. I love this kid Khalil Ware running the floor yesterday and making things really difficult and taking advantage of the Chicago Bulls' lack of size on their front line and running Vooch the way he was running them. It just looked a lot better. And I cannot discount how important coaching is. And I thought that Coach Spo, I thought the way he used his rotations, and I felt like the way he used his rotations early, and the game plan was to slow down Kobe White. That was their game plan. And don't get me wrong, they have Josh Giddey. They got Basellis, who looked a little out of sorts, which, I mean, I expect that from a rookie. I just got the job. But
yeah,
I think that throwing different bodies for Spo, throwing different bodies like Davion Mitchell, Andrew Wiggins, throwing different bodies at Kobe White from time to time, I think that I feel like that made him really uncomfortable, and it threw him off his game.
Chill, you just brought up Montes Bazelis. Last year, because remember, I didn't know he was from Chicago. I just heard his name. I didn't know he was from Chicago, and then we heard him interview, we heard him talking. I was like, oh, hold on, wait a second. Who is this? You know what I'm saying? I heard it, you know what I mean? And he said, what did he say? Was he talking about Zachary Ricochet when he said he already knows, like, basically 100%. Saying like Ricochet know what's up with me?
Yep.
I think I believe him, Chill.
I believe him too. He looks at and on top of that, Ox, that's the kind of basketball you want. I mean, it's not malicious, it's not dirty. It's, yo, I'm better than you, and I'm gonna prove it. I'm better than you, and that's exactly what the attitude was with him. Yo, I'm better than him, and he know it too. No, I don't have to say it. He know what time it is with me.
Yeah, I think he meant that when he said that, and I think he was serious too. And I think maybe it might have been a lot of truth to that statement. So so let's just go over real quick what we've seen. Today's Thursday, so on Tuesday, we obviously saw Golden State in Memphis, and then we also saw Atlanta in Orlando.
Yes, sir.
Right. So let's just go over that. What did you think about those two games? Those games, and what did you see? What do you expect from Orlando, the winning team, and what do you expect from Golden State, and whatnot?
So two things. I'll start with the East game between both Atlanta and Orlando. And my plan when I talked to you on Tuesday, Ox, before the game, my plan with Trae Young was I wanted to make him put those other guys in space where they have to score. Put George Niang, put Karis LeVert, put put all of those other guys in space where they now have to score points. And I feel like the lights get a lot brighter when the stage gets bigger. And those guys weren't able to do it, which now speeds up Trae Young, because that Orlando defense, the way they were shooting gaps, the way that they stayed in front of Trae, the way that they got the ball out of his hands, they built a substantial lead early because Paolo got going. Not only did Paolo get going, Franz got going. They weren't able to shoot the basketball particularly well, but their defense was what caused a lot of offense for them. So now you get Trae playing faster. Now you get Trae taking ill-advised shots. You get Trae now getting those other guys out of sorts. Okay, we got these guys figured out now. Here's the problem with that, though, Ox. The problem with that, though, is we have an Orlando team that they don't have this one thing. And what I mean when I say this one thing, Ox, they don't have this Olajuwon. They don't have this Bryant. They don't have this Jordan. They don't have this James, where when we get into our action and we get stagnant offensively, we don't have this one thing that we can go to get a bucket, to get us out of this, where we go 7-8 minutes where we can't score. We don't have that, which now allowed Atlanta to get back in the game. So now Trae Young is distributing, and he getting these guys more involved in the game. With him getting the Kongwu more involved in the game. Now the game is getting a little bit slower for them, and now they've allowed them to get back in the game. Now we got a ball game again. Enter Cole Anthony, who I'm a huge fan of. All right, I'm a big fan of Cole Anthony as a backup lead guard. Off the strength that I feel like your other guys, you need them more than people give them credit for. And Cole Anthony coming off the bench, when that offense got stagnant, he came off the bench and was ridiculously aggressive. Whomever was standing in front of him, whether it was Trae Young, whether it was George Niang, whether it was Karras, any of those guys on the perimeter, whomever was standing in front of him, he got downhill and got to the rim, made tough shots, got everybody involved. And that was a huge momentum. That was a huge momentum swing for Orlando. So now when you do that, you bring him back in the game, and we get back and we get back on that. Now that makes Paolo's life a lot less difficult. That makes Franz's life a lot less difficult. They did have that one thing that day to get them back in the game and to get them back on track, where they ended up blowing it open late. The problem is that I'm not sure I can rely on Cole Anthony on the regular to be that. I can rely on him, Ox. I'm not going to argue that. I think I can. I just can't rely on him on the regular to do that. Now, when we're talking about them having to go to Boston, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, I have a team in Orlando that's fantastic defensively. When you're going up against a team that's great defensively, you got to be that too. So what's going to be the separator? The separator is Orlando is awesome on the defensive end. They have these lulls offensively, though. With them having these lulls offensively, they can't score, and they don't have that one thing. Boston, on the other hand, we're just as good as you guys defensively, but we are superior to you. We are superior to you offensively. And when we have these lulls where we can't get anything going, we have 1, 2, 3 guys that we can go to that can get us buckets, that can get us out of these holes where we don't score for 2 or 3 minutes. We don't have those 7-8 minute stretches where we don't score because we have too much. I say that to say I'd be surprised, Ox, if Orlando got a game, because my offense is better than your defense, and my defense is superior to your offense. I'd be surprised if Orlando got a game in that particular series. Now, when we move to Memphis and the Golden State Warriors, now this is something complete. This is something completely different. So here's a Golden State team that desperately needed a secondary scorer, desperately, and they ended up getting it in Jimmy. And Jimmy is the guy. He kind of reminds me of Eli Manning. What I mean when I say that, Ox, is he's the dude that's getting C's and B minuses all school year, and then he sits in front of the SAT and gets a 1400. That's him. He's the guy who just turns it on at that particular point. And it's almost like a clock goes off in his head where, oh, it's the playoffs. I got to get on my job. So let me get on my job. And I appreciate how aggressive he was in that Memphis game. But the difference in that game, which is why Memphis was in it the whole time, and I'm going to talk about this when we talk about maybe the Lakers in Minnesota later. Ox, you got to slow down them other dudes. You have to slow them other dudes down. And the fact that Desmond Bane did what he did with Podziemski, 1, consistently kept him on the defense, and 2, kept the ball away from him and threw him out of rhythm. That third scorer now meant that Curry had to do more. Jamal Murray got to do more. Not Jamal Murray. I'm sorry. Jimmy Butler has to do more. With these two dudes having to do more, I'm not expecting Steph Curry to go 37 to 38 and Jimmy Butler go 38. If y'all dudes are expecting that, y'all not going far. I can tell you that right now. It's not going to happen. But what is going to happen? What is going to happen is that you are going to get quality minutes from Jimmy Butler. You are going to get quality minutes from Steph Curry. I appreciated how aggressive Jimmy Butler was, knowing the magnitude of this game. Ox, I realize that some people are they're not really particularly happy about, Kuminga being out of the lineup, but I think Steve Kerr sees what kind of pace Memphis played with. Memphis plays fast. Ja's got the ball. The Golden State Warriors did a great job in keeping him in front of them. They did a great job in making him a jump shooter, doing their best to keep him out of the lane. He's that good, Ox, where it's going to be difficult to keep him out of the lane. But if you can make him a jump shooter, which is what they did, I feel like, if you can do that, then I think that you're in good space. It didn't help that he ended up rolling his ankle because I feel like that threw the momentum off from him, and I think that screwed up the rest of the team. With that being said, now you have a team that's relying on a less than Ja. I have a rook in Zach Edey, who I'm doing everything that I can to get him and keep him in the action. Now, a lot of people, they didn't recognize about Jonathan Kuminga being on the floor and the difference between both him and Post or him and Jimmy Butler. So when Jonathan Kuminga, he gets the ball in the wing and Zach Edey is sagged off of him, immediately he's going to go to the basket. Well, Jimmy Butler's a little smarter than that. Jimmy Butler sees that Zach Edey is played off of him, and he knows that he's playing the drive. Well, I got to get the big fella further away from the basket, right? I got to get the big fella further away from the basket, so I got to knock down his jump shot. Once I knock this jump shot down, which he did the first time, it was a 3. The next trip, when I get him on me again, all I need him to do is shift, Ox. I don't need him to close out hard on me. All I need him to do is shift, which is what Zach Edey did. And when he shifts, Jimmy attacks him. Now he's on his heels, and now I can get to the rim, get an and one. Zach Edey looked like a rookie more than anything.
So even in that time with Zach Edey, I know it wasn't the whole game, obviously, but there was an extended amount of time where Zach Edey was guarding Jimmy Butler, and I just don't understand that.
Yes, well, that's by design, Ox. That's not something that Memphis just happened with Memphis. No. That's one.
Right. I know that, Chill, but I don't agree with that design. I think there's a flaw. I think there's a flaw in this architecture.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is not a good design in my eyes.
No, absolutely. I don't want my 7'3" 5-man on a 6'6" wing. No, I don't want that. Hell no. And you know how I'm an advocate of Olajuwon. I do not want Olajuwon on Kevin Johnson 25 feet away from the basket. I do not want David Robinson covering Tim Hardaway that far away from the basket. No, I don't care how good you are defensively. Now I got a rook in Zach Edey that far away from the basket having to deal with Jimmy Butler. Well, the way that we get to that, Ox, we get to that by our ability to screen, just like the Boston Celtics do. Our ability to screen forces switches. And when we force switches, now we get the mismatches that we want. That's by design. And the adjustment to that, one of two things has to happen. One, you got to do a better job in getting around screens because we can't switch this. That's number one. We can't switch this. And if we do switch it, you got to get back as quick as possible. You can't leave Jimmy Butler on. You can't leave Zach Edey on Jimmy Butler. That cannot happen. But that was happening early and often, right? So there was some bright spots with Memphis, and I feel like one of them was Desmond Bane going after Pozinski. And I think that him going after Pozinski really thwarted the Golden State Warrior offense because this is the same Pozinski who was giving you 18, 24, 19, 25, knocking down open shots. That really puts the defense in a bind when I got him knocking down shots, when I got Curry knocking down shots, when I got Jimmy involved in the offense, and I got Draymond as a facilitator. It causes so many problems. It causes so many problems. When you take him out of the offense, I think you give yourself a much better chance. And I felt like Memphis gave themselves a chance at the end. It's not like Golden State ran away with the game.
Right. It was a good game. But what about tomorrow? What about tomorrow when with Dallas in Memphis. What do you expect to see in that game?
I expect to see very much what I saw yesterday. Not from an off. I don't expect Clay to go 16 and a quarter again. I don't expect to see Anthony Davis miss as many mid-range jump shots or shoot that many threes. I don't expect to see that. But defensively, I do expect them to slow them down. We got to slow that. We got to slow Memphis's pace down, right? We got to slow Memphis's pace down. In addition to slowing Memphis's pace down, I'm a firm believer in the copycat league. Well, we saw everything that Golden State was doing. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to get Zach Edey into action. We're going to get Zach Edey into action. We're going to put him as much as possible into action with Anthony Davis, not just with Anthony Davis, with our guards, with Marshall. We're going to have him have the hedge on screens. I'm looking at, to be honest with you, Ox, because Zach Edey isn't very good at pick and roll defense, whether it's in drop, because he drops way too deep for my liking. And that's because he doesn't know yet. And two, his ability to recover isn't there. So I think that I'm going to see a lot of pick and pop from Anthony Davis because Zach Edey is dropped as deep as he is. So I expect to see Anthony Davis a lot more wide open in the mid-range and knocking that shot down. Now, when you bring Zach Edey up, now same logic with Derek Lively. Derek Lively as a passer and as a facilitator, I see him being able to get other guys involved. I'm going to tell you this straight up and straight down, Ox. I got Anthony Davis kicking Jaren Jackson ass tomorrow. I do. I got him kicking Jaren Jackson's ass tomorrow night, straight up and straight down. I told you that I thought I was going to see a masterclass from Anthony Davis yesterday. I was thinking like 32, 13, 5. Instead, I got 27 and 9. Well, not exactly that, but I got him. I got him getting busy against this Memphis team. I do. I have him getting busy against this Memphis team. I think Memphis is out, Ox. I do. I think Memphis is out. You told me a couple of days ago when I asked, is there a world where the Memphis Grizzlies don't make the playoffs? You had them out. I was just speculating. I'm like, is there a world where the Memphis Grizzlies don't make the playoffs? You already had them out. You was like, chill, I don't even know why we're having this conversation. I don't think they're making the playoffs. And now that I've seen more of them, I think they're out, Ox. I do.
Man, I think Ja's ankle, I don't know what he's going to be able to do. He showed a lot of heart the other night, though. You know, I'm staying in that game. And you could tell by the way he was running. He was kind of laboring, and he was limping pretty good on it. So I know it's got to be bothering him. I'm not sure how bad, but that is a factor. You don't roll your ankle like that, and then 2-3 days later, it just not be a factor. It might not be serious. Mm-hmm. It's not. It might not be serious, but you're gonna feel it. But you know how that goes too. I mean, you tape that thing up good. You know, get through warm ups. You know, by first quarter, it might go numb. That's a part of it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You play through those, and you know once that adrenaline kicks in, you're gonna feel it after the game. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure.
I'll deal with that after the game. Yep.
Right. It's a bucket of ice. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep it moving. But I'm excited for that game tomorrow. As y'all know, we will be on playback on the main stage tomorrow. We will be doing 2 games. I'm sorry. So y'all tap in tomorrow to playback. Get ready for the playing games. Obviously, we have Miami versus Atlanta first, and then we have Memphis versus Dallas second. So we got some pretty hot games. Chill. Can I get some predictions? I know I got your prediction already in the West, but I don't. Did you give me what you thought?
No, I would not be surprised, and I picked against them once, but I think they beat Atlanta. I do. I think Miami beats them, and I think Miami is going to be in the playoffs. I do. I can't believe that I'm saying that, considering what they've been all year, Ox. I just don't think this team is a playoff team. But the fact that they're doing what they're doing right now, and Tyler Hero yesterday came into that game with a sense of urgency that was necessary. We're not losing. Our season does not end today. No,
not here.
Our season does not end today. And if I got to go out and score 40 in order for that to happen, then so be it. I'm going to do it. And I think that the rest of them have taken the cue from him that they don't want this to end neither. And I feel like there's been something exposed with Atlanta. You know, losing Jalen Johnson, you know, we can be better on the glass in addition to us being better on the glass. we got we got our big guy in Khalil Ware and Bam, and we can take advantage of both of those guys. Running the floor, particularly. Running the floor and getting out in the open floor. I think we can take advantage of Atlanta's transition defense. So if we're taking advantage of Atlanta's transition defense and doing what we can to keep Trey off balance, blitzing him, making those other guys make shots, I think Miami ends up winning tomorrow.
Chill, you tired of it? Or you said you're sick of these guys. What'd you say exactly about Miami? You're sick of them?
I'm over them.
Right?
I'm over them.
You're over them.
I'm over
You know what it is that you're feeling, right? What that is. You know what that is, right? That's heat culture.
Oh boy.
That's heat culture applying pressure to the rest of the league. Heat culture comes through and applies pressure. Y'all know pressure busts pipes and make water run upstream. So yeah, somebody got to feel it. Atlanta, be ready tomorrow. Let's see. I do got a couple of super chats, and then I got somebody in the lobby that for some reason she thinks you're ducking smoke. I'm not sure what's going on here. We'll get to the bottom of that though. Chill. If I'm Boston, I would rest Jaylen Brown the entire first round. Do you agree? That's from Lauren from Brooklyn.
No, Lauren, I do not. No, you know why? You know why I don't agree with that? Well, the first round is going to be spread out. The first round isn't like the semifinals. The first round isn't like the conference finals where we play almost every other day or every 2 days. The first round is like we play on Saturday. We might not play again until Wednesday, right? And then from Wednesday, we might not play again until Saturday again. I want to get this thing over with as quickly as possible because I could get as much rest as possible. I don't want this series to drag out 4, 5, 6 games. No, I don't want 5, 6 games. I don't want to do that. I want to get this thing over with. That way, we can rest like Jaylen Brown has been doing because he's had about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks off since they clinched the number 2 spot. So if we can get rid of Orlando as quickly as possible, then bet. That means that way I can get way more rest. 100% I could.
So so the first round isn't like one of those like stacking them up games. It's kind of
because we got all teams. So because of TV, now you have games spread out even more. So again, we got 4 games on Saturday, and with those 4 games on Saturday, we might have those teams play Monday or Tuesday, some even Wednesday. So the playoffs in the first round is a lot more spread out. Now, when we get to the semifinals, now you have less teams, which you got to fill those slots even more. So it goes from every 2 or 3 days to now every other day. And then you got the conference finals where you only have 4 teams left and you're going to be playing as much as possible.
Right. Well, I know that they're saying that Jaylen Brown has received injections in his knee and whatnot. So hopefully that helps. I don't know about sitting him out the whole first round, but chill, I might go ahead and play game 1, maybe game 2 at home without him. I think the Celtics should be confident they could beat Orlando without him, and if his knee is still really bothering him. Like if his knee is fine, then obviously we play. But if it's nagging, I would definitely consider sitting out game 1. Like let's give you as much rest as we can. Let's get you some treatment. Let's get you as close to 90% as possible.
The reason I'm countering
you're not gonna be 100.
The reason why I'm countering that, Ox, is because I don't want to give Orlando any momentum, none whatsoever. So I want to make sure that this team is recognizing right from the beginning that this series is not going to be long. So if I got Jaylen Brown on the floor in game 1 and we handled him, and then I got him on the floor in game 2 and we handled him. If I got him on the floor in game 3 and we handled him, they're mentally defeated. They're down 3-0. I might sit them in game 4. I think we can beat them without you in game 4.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I don't think you're wrong. I hear you. I just I think they should feel confident they could beat the 7th seed without Jaylen. But we'll see. We got another super chat from Conscious E.
Yep.
Conscious E says, "Man, I wish I was on here. Because Chill be blowing me with this Miami shit. The hate on this team is ridiculous." Well, you know what? Chill.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
We have Conscious right here.
What up?
Oh. Maybe he
Yo,
don't.
Y'all can hear me?
Oh,
yeah,
yes, we
what
do.
up?
All
What
right, how
up?
y'all doing? How y'all doing?
What up?
Chilling, man.
All right, so chill. Why every time Miami gets brought up, it seems like it's some type of hatred. Like you never really have nothing positive to say about Miami. When Jimmy Butler was there, it seemed like it was always something like it was always smoke. Like I don't get it. Like I'm a Miami fan, you probably could tell. So I don't know what it is, but like let me know, please, because we as a 10 seed, once we're in the play-in, like all the records and the seeding, it don't matter at that point because the regular season is over with. So once the playoffs start, once the postseason start, all that's out the window. You know how Miami is when we get to the postseason. No matter what seed we are. I mean, we made it as an eighth seed in 2023. So I mean, once we get there, we got the coach, we
You
got
did
the
that one
coach,
time. You did that one time.
and we were only the second team to ever do it.
Okay, you did it one time. The other
But we
times you
did
were in
it.
a play,
But we
other
did
time,
it
okay,
though.
you did do it one time. Don't make it sound like that's them shit you do on the regular. That's not my point though. My point is that I think that this crew has gone as far as they were going to go with buckets, and I felt like
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I felt like it was time to move on from him because of the disruption, and I felt like he was holding back what was going on with Tyler Hero. I felt like he was holding back what was going on with Bam. I felt like if us getting better, on top of that, us getting better was contingent on him being here. We're not going to get better. Then on top of that, Spo, I'm screaming at the television, yo, start the kid. Like, what are we waiting for? Start the kid, man. The kid is ready. I know
Khalil
that.
Ware, yeah. Bam got to go to the 4. Put him at
I'm
the
like,
5.
Moody,
I got it.
that's where I wanted him at in the first place.
That has to be the game plan going forward.
I'm like, move Bam over to the 4, which I think that he's the most
I
effective.
agree.
Start the kid, man. Like, what are we
I
waiting
agree.
for? We can move on. We can move on from what's going on with buckets. And then what was going on with this crew all season long, where it was up and down, where we have like your boys lost 10 straight. Then you turn around and win 6 straight. And then turn around and lose 3.
Yeah,
and then turn around and win 5 straight. I'm like, yo, what am I gonna do with this crew, man?
It was wishy-washy, but the Butler thing that kind of threw a monkey wrench in it, and like it just seemed like the whole season was just out of whack. It seemed like from the moment the Jimmy Butler talk started to the end of the season, like you can tell it wasn't the same as usual. So, but once we get there, like we show you why we belong. So I mean,
No.
I understand you say where was this fight all season, but we're there. We're here now.
I think keep going.
And I think we beat Atlanta 100%. I think we beat Atlanta. So we'll play Cleveland. We play Cleveland first round. I'm not saying we could beat them, but we could definitely put up a fight. Like I think we can give y'all. I think we can give them 2 games. 100%.
I'll be surprised. I'll be
100%. We could beat Cleveland.
This is the kind of shit that get my blood pressure up.
100% we could beat Cleveland.
This kind of shit right here. The reason
Tyler
why
Hero is not afraid of the moment at all.
And I'm not arguing that.
Tyler Hero, Bam is the only question, because Bam is he can be very inconsistent at times, and Bam is like one of my favorite players, and I feel like he can be so much better than what he is. Like what you were saying about him during the Olympics, I agree with all that. Like I feel like he should be second team All NBA. I think he can be that. Like I think he can be.
That's what I was
25.
expecting.
I think he could be 25 and 10. Like without a doubt, I think he can do that. And plus the defense, I mean. But it's just like he has stretches where he looks like he's one of the best bigs in the game, and then, like, for the whole first half of the season, 3/4 of the season, he was like, he wasn't Bam. So, I get that part.
He looked like an above average big man. That's what he looked like. And I'm watching him going. I had this dude making an All-Pro team in September. That's what I had. I was big on Bam. So it was a lot of stuff that I expected from the Miami Heat this season that I was disappointed in, and that was probably, and then it got compounded with Jimmy Butler, and everybody was talking to me about why don't the Miami Heat just pay him? Pat Riley couldn't see paying Jimmy Butler at 37, 38 years old, $60 million, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
I see both sides, but if that was any other team, he probably would have got paid. But maybe besides,
would have.
Yeah, maybe besides LA, you think? I don't know, but
no.
Yeah, Pat Riley's not going to do that. But, I mean, Jimmy Butler, like you said, he did give us all he gave us. I mean, 2 finals appearances. What, 3 Eastern Conference Finals or 4?
Yes, 3 of them. But to compound your point, like you telling me that you think y'all can get 2 games out of Cleveland.
We can.
And this is the shit that drives me crazy.
Can.
And you know why? And you know why? Because if you do get 2 games out of them, you know what that's telling me? Y'all shouldn't have been in the play-in. Y'all should have been better. Y'all should have been better than that. What the hell are you doing in a dogfight series with this team at the 10th seed? You in the 10th seed and you in a dogfight series.
Maybe we're playing matchups. Maybe
hell no.
Like,
hell no.
Hey,
y'all didn't pick to play them.
Maybe
y'all could have played Indiana if that was the case, but no way.
Well, I don't know if we were going to be able to jump all the way to like top 5, top 4 seed from where we started at, but yeah. I mean, once we get there, I think we can get Cleveland 2 games, 100%.
I'll be surprised if y'all won. I'll be surprised if y'all won 1 game. But
I would 100%. I would 100% rather play Cleveland than Boston this year.
Yeah. All right, bro. Appreciate you pulling up.
Appreciate y'all. Much respect and love.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, brother. Man, Miami better not get no games off Cleveland if they end up in the playoffs. I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna be so pissed at these dudes. I swear.
We have a super chat from Lee Mack. Lee Mack wants to know, given Westbrook's career resume, what would winning a ship do for his placement, all time, and legacy?
Lee, just so you know, by next season, he's going to be a part of the 25,000 point, 10,000 assist club, right? A 10-time All-Pro, not just a 10-time All-Pro. I think he made the All-Star team like 9 or 10 times or something like that. 25,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, 10-time All-Pro, league MVP, average a triple-double 4 times. Now you want to put a championship on that? Boy, those conversations with Russell Westbrook, from a resume standpoint, are gonna look real. They're gonna get real uncomfortable. Real uncomfortable.
It depends how much does he contribute to the ring. That really matters. We had Lee Mack in the lobby. He left. We would have loved to pull you up and chop it up with you, Lee Mack. We got Cowboy Bob with a super chat. He wants to let Conscience know that if Miami was a good team, they would be a higher seed.
In the words of the great Bill Parcells, you are what your record says you are. If your record say you 5 and 10, that's who you are.
Facts. Well, we do got somebody else in the lobby that I want to bring up here. Let's get big fan Breezy. What's up, Breeze?
Yo, chilling, man. What's good with y'all, man?
It's Brooklyn in the house, without a doubt. I'm the rapper they clout. Everybody yap about. Check me out.
I told you, Shaq, chill. They got a mixtape, man. He said, he got a hidden mixtape somewhere, man. Word, but I ain't gonna lie. We out of the playoffs, so I'm looking for chaos and destruction. I'm looking for Ant-Man to take LeBron and Luka out the first round. Just get them out of here. I'm looking for Ant-Man to beat Curry. And
Breezy, is it ridiculous for me to think? Breezy? I bounced KD last year. Could I do James the same way?
I seen him tweeting it. I seen him in the tweets like, yo, we gonna send y'all on vacation. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see 2 teams that don't have a championship compete for the Western Conference Championship. So I just came here to say that because, we out of the playoffs. So I'm just thinking what could upset the NBA, just turn tables around. You know what I'm saying? Because chill, I wanted to ask you this. That transition from the Bulls always losing to Detroit to finally beating Detroit. What was that, Joe?
It was very much like when I saw the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq when they won the championship in 2000. I was convinced. I was like, this crew going to be around for a while, so you better get used to seeing them. That's what I was when I saw, because again, it's not like it is today, and it's not like what it was in the 2010s where you had a lot of guys bouncing around. Like I knew Jordan was going to be on the Bulls for a long time. I knew Scottie Pippen was going to be with the Bulls for a while. I knew that Horace Grant was going to be with this crew for a while. So when they won it in '91, I was like, this crew going to be around for a while. We better get used to seeing them.
How many times they lost to Detroit before they actually got past them in the playoffs?
Lost to them in '88, lost to them in the East Finals in '89, lost them in the East Finals in '90. 3 straight years. That's never going over today. Never is that happening today. No way does that Bulls team stay together if that happened today. No way.
Nah, thanks, Chill. I just want that.
All right, Breezy. You know where to find me at, brother. No doubt.
All right, Breeze.
No way that that's happening today, Ox. No way. You get a team lose to a team 3 straight years in the playoffs, and you don't really make drastic changes. Nah, I don't see it. Mm-mm.
Right. Okay, let's see who we got next. We got the kid. No. Okay, well, Lee Mack is back. Let's see what Lee Mack got to say. What's up, Lee Mack?
Hey, fellas, how's it going?
What up?
Sorry, I was having technical issues earlier, but I was just thinking because like Westbrook has such a slander sometimes on his name, because throwing it up to the stands and stuff like that. I thought with a chip that would silence a lot, like it did sometimes with Tatum and stuff. The idea that now you got the chip, this is that extra piece that everybody seems to, put on people. Like if you don't have the chip, everything else is kind of like in the shadows. What do you think?
I don't know if it silences people, because you're always gonna have haters. Let's be clear about that. And there's people who really don't like Russell Westbrook as a basketball player, and they're always gonna feel like that. But there's a certain level of respect that has to come with you when you win the NBA championship. And to Ox's point, him contributing to the championship is going to be a deciding factor. Is he going to be a starter on a championship team? Is he going to be a high-level rotation guy? Is he going to be the 12th or the 13th guy that's not playing? Yeah. If he was the 12th or the 13th guy that wasn't playing, then I think it would be something different, as opposed to where he's contributing mightily. Completely different.
Like, where do you have him right now before the chip all time?
See, that's the thing that I struggle with, because, I mean, if a guy wins a championship, I think winning matters, but I don't have winning as high on my list as other people do. Yeah. But I think I got him in the top 10 point guards all time, and for him to win an NBA championship, I think this would solidify him there, because I got him fringe top 10. That's where I have him at. But his resume is pretty ridiculous. It is.
Oh, yeah. Like you were mentioning earlier. So I just think with that chip, it might get him 3 or 4 spots more up and give him a little bit more, I don't know, just respect.
The thing I think about Russell Westbrook, when I think about great point guards, is I think about, do any of those guys, do I trust them with the ball? Who do I trust the least with the ball in the meat and potatoes of games? It's Russ. And because of that, I have a huge problem putting him, because that's where the winning comes in. I have a huge problem putting him in that conversation. But go ahead.
Lee Mack, I am getting a lot of interference on your mic because it's background noise. But so I'm gonna let you go. But I appreciate you pulling up and
absolutely, brother.
Give your point on.
Appreciate it, fellas. Thanks a lot.
That's where the separation comes up with me. So
yeah. I can see that, and I mean to that point though, Chill. So when I said that, I hope it didn't come off like, oh, Russ isn't gonna contribute, so it's not gonna matter. I didn't mean it that way, because I mean we all saw Jason Kidd get a ring in 2011, and he wasn't the same Jason Kidd he was back when he was playing, fighting for championships in the early 2000s. He was a different J Kidd, but this J Kidd still did contribute to that ring in 2011. Yep. Maybe not to the level that he would have had they won back when he was in New Jersey, but he still contributed, and I still add that to his resume. So let's say Denver went on a run this year. I don't believe that Denver would be able to win it unless Russ, put his fingerprint on a couple of those finals games. You know what I'm saying?
He can't kill us, Ox. He can't kill us. He can't.
Right. Now, if he comes in, so that's the thing with Russ. If let's say they go to the finals, and let's say they're against I don't know. It doesn't matter. Celtics,
Boston,
Celtics, right? Celtics, of course. So and he comes in and he blows a game too, then that's going to be a blemish. But if Russ comes in and he's the spark plug off the bench, and he's doing his thing, maybe not crazy stats, but he's adding to it, playing defense, rebounding, doing his thing, I think that would be big for his resume. I think that would be really big for his resume. And to Lee Mack's point, it would force a lot of people to put some respect on Russell Westbrook, me included.
You included.
Me included. Yes, me included. I'm not. Let me make sure I keep it real. Straight from Brooklyn, we got the Brim Reaper. Leaf Diggy. What's up, dog?
What up?
I'll tell you what's up, man. Right now, I managed to dodge a big time loss yesterday because I fell asleep when it was time to put some money on the line, and then I woke up just to find out that Chicago Bulls got their ass whooped. They got their ass
That wasn't a
totally kicked.
coincidence, Leaf. That wasn't a
Yeah,
coincidence
no,
that you
no,
fell
no.
asleep.
Yeah, it wasn't a coincidence because I
Mhm.
woke up in the fourth quarter. They was getting their ass totally kicked.
Mhm.
The other game, I didn't know what I was gonna see, bro. In the other game, I thought I was gonna see Zach LaVine from last week, or Anthony Davis, damn near quadruple double. I ain't seen none of it. Instead, Klay Thompson took the clock back, and that shit went on totally left. But
Hey,
as
Ox,
far
redemption is a mother. You know why? Because did I not see Klay Thompson this exact time last year 0 for 10? Redemption is.
10.
I'm a huge
Yep,
fan of redemption.
against that said Kings team. Yes, yes you did. Yes, you did see him 0 for 10 against that said Kings team. But and
I'm
he
a
came
huge fan
back
of redemption,
and
brother.
he saw them purple jerseys again. He's like, nah, you know what? Let me handle
I ain't going
business,
out
bro.
like that. I ain't going out
Yeah,
like that.
let me handle
I,
business.
chill. I don't think. Honestly, the way people have been talking about Klay Thompson these past 2.5 seasons, if he would have went out like that last night, as a matter of fact, now that I look at Klay Thompson's legacy, I am happy he did what he did last night. Because if he would have went over or anything close to that last night, he would never be able to live that down.
Oh
the way
yeah,
people
everybody would have
talking
been
about Klay Thompson.
digging
And
his grave.
I got too much love and respect for the immortal Klay Thompson to see him go out like that. So if it had to be anybody, thank God it was him.
I tell you what,
bro.
Listen, out of all of the people in that Golden State uniforms that graced that, Klay Thompson is the only player that I actually liked. I mean, be honest with you, bro. I thought Clay, bro, like got disrespected the most, bro. Like Clay is the only player that I liked on that whole entire team. If he comes back next game and finishes off the remains of the Memphis Grizzlies, because I don't think they coach know what the hell he doing.
They don't
He
like
just put
support
in a
Leaf.
spot. Yeah,
They don't
they
like
are.
support Leaf.
I think Denver is another team that's up next, bro, because whatever's going on over there, I don't think whoever's in the coaching helm, I don't think he's ready for what's about to happen either. And to be honest with you, I think that's two teams that's probably gonna be out there robbing and out there looking to shop next year, but that's gonna be open season on them. It's gonna be open season on Memphis. It's gonna be open season on Phoenix. Whoever you want, bro, come and get him. I think them franchises is blowing it up.
Shop is
I ain't gonna
open in Denver. Don't tell me the shop
I
open
think
in Denver, Leaf, because I'm coming shopping.
Sure,
I
that sound like an estate sale to me.
That's what it sounds like. Come on in. We got art in here. We got furniture. We got cars.
It's gonna be a clearance. It's gonna be a publisher's house clearance sale in Denver in the next 1 to 2 years, bro. I guarantee that whole entire franchise is gonna be looking totally different. It's gonna be a lot of franchises that's gonna be looking totally different. But for what you were saying earlier about y'all was having a conversation about where should they blow this team up? Should this team blow it up, man? I think most of these teams, they probably are where they're supposed to be, man. Somebody got to be in the shitter. Somebody got to be bottom 10. Somebody got to be the 10th seed. Why not be the Sacramento Kings? I mean, come on, man. I mean, we looking for this team to turn water into wine and get a lucky break, man. Listen,
No, that's not fair, Leaf.
Is it?
The reason why that's not fair? No, it's not fair because I mean they were the 3 seed 2 years ago, right?
And I told you that they peaked.
Well, and for all intents and purposes, they got hurt last year because Malik Monk. I mean, me and Ox had this conversation earlier. They were as close as the 5 seed before he got hurt. They were a top 5 seed before he got hurt, and they were making some progress. And then this year, it just went the other way. It completely went the other way. They had some bad luck. They had some injuries, and they got a coaching change. They end up losing De'Aaron Fox. Not, by the way, to their liking. They didn't want to get off Fox. They would much rather have Fox in the Kings uniform. Let's be clear about that.
I would have told De'Aaron Fox, bro, like, yo, if you want to leave, bro, like, you got to wait till your contract up. I'm not trading you. That's what I would have told him. I'm like, yo, I'm not trading you. I'm telling Giannis the same thing if I'm in the Bucks front office. I'm like, yo, if you want to trade, yo, you might as well play out this contract. I ain't trading you, bro.
No doubt.
You can forget about it.
I
It's
feel the same way,
teams.
Leaf. But sometimes it just don't work out like that. But we only got a couple minutes left, and
some teams
we got to keep it moving. We got more people in the lobby, Leaf. We got topics, brother. But we'll be back on Saturday. You always welcome to click that link, dog.
Yes, sir.
I mean, yeah, we back on Saturday. I mean, but I'm gonna see how these playing games turn out. But some teams belong where they belong. Somebody might as well be in the shitter, bro. Might as well be the Nets.
No
Might as
doubt.
well be the Kings, bro. Like get them in the shitter.
Well, it's definitely gonna be the Nets. You ain't no way around that.
I mean, I
My bad, Leaf. My bad. It was a finger slip, brother. My man, Leaf Diggy. Oh man. So, we got one more person in the lobby, and I know this person had some, some big thoughts on the games last night. Let's hear from my man, Classic. What's up, dog?
Yo, what up, guys?
What up?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really got too much on the games last night. Just that Anthony Davis looked like he just out there playing free. Like he don't even really care about winning. He just out there having fun. Playing the point guard, shooting threes. So that's what I took away from last night's games. But what I really want to talk about was what you said today, Ox, about you thought Giannis was the best player in the league. And yeah, right now I'm over Giannis and Jokic, so I'm predicting that both of them is going to be home in the first round this year. So I'm ready for the playoffs, and I'm just ready to see the conversation that people are going to have when both of them are out in the first round.
No, the classic don't stop there. And not only when they both out in the first round, when what happens?
Yeah, when they out in the first round and Tatum wins the championship, I'm just ready to see what the rankings are going to look like and how people feel. Cause I don't know, man. I'm starting to feel like, man, Mars is starting to rub up on y'all, man. Y'all don't even care about winning no more either.
I
do.
You
talking about if Giannis plays good in the first round, that's all that matters to me. And to me, like I don't care if Giannis averages 50.
Wait a second. Hold on, Classic. You can't just say some shit like that. Like what you mean we don't care about winning? What are you talking about?
Who was the one who said the indictment papers is already drawn up on Giannis? Who was the one who
said? But you said if he played good, then that's gonna show you everything you need to know.
I did not say that.
On top of that,
no, I did not say that.
I don't think Mars doesn't care about winning, but how have we shown that we don't care about winning?
Because for one, you still think Giannis is the best player in the league, and then you started glazing Jokic the other day. I was like, what? This can't be Ox. But then you were
glazing Jokic because I acknowledge the fact that he's leading in all four major statistical categories. I didn't say that clip when it got clipped up, it was taken and they tried to make it seem like I was saying Jokic for MVP. At no point did I ever say that. I still got SGA for MVP. I just think it's incredible that you got somebody that's leading, that's top 3 in points, rebounds, steals, and assists. It's crazy no matter how you spin it, no matter how you want to come up here and say it don't matter if you get a triple-double and they lose. Be that as it may, it's incredible for one person to be leading in all 4 statistical categories, major statistical categories.
Right.
No, but it's not impressive to me because if it's so impressive, do that and go win 60 games in back-to-back years like Jason Tatum do. Like I don't even know when I got like this. I used to be a Harden fan, but once he let me down so many years, I was like, that really changed.
Harden don't got no championships. Jokic do.
Right, but he used to do all this stuff: 60-point triple doubles, 40-point triple doubles.
Jokic do.
Okay, but now Jokic is starting to get like Harden. He's just getting all these stats and losing, and that don't matter to me.
How is he losing? He's the 4th seed, ain't he?
Okay. He got out the second round last year.
Are the Denver Nuggets the 4th seed? Yes or no?
Yes, they're the 4th seed.
Did they win 50 games this year? Did they win 50 games?
Okay, it's a guy that won 60 games in back-to-back years. Back-to-back years.
This has nothing to do with anybody else, Classic. We're not comparing. I'm saying
we not comparing? They're in the same league.
Because you're talking about he's losing. He won a championship. He won 50 games this year. Where do you hear loser? Where do you hear loser?
I don't hear
went to the second round last year. Game 7 last year in the second round. He sounds like he's winning basketball games.
He is, but whenever we compare him to somebody else who's winning significantly more, not just a little bit, significantly more, that's when I think that the stats get overblown. Because I do care about stats, but whenever someone is playing better than you and winning, then I think that's more impressive than you just putting up stats. Because like I said, it can only be Jason Tatum.
It can only be Jason Tatum because he's the only one that's him and Jaylen Brown. Well, the Celtics, because they're the only ones that have won more recently than Jokic.
Yeah, I mean SGA, he's had like pretty great years.
SGA don't got no championships.
He don't, but Ox, they had like one of the best teams of all time this year with the net rating and the defense and stuff. Like we got to see what he do in the playoffs.
We'll see if he was so. Basically, what you're saying, Classic, is this year for SGA, it's championship or nothing. If SGA doesn't win a championship this year, then these last 3 years don't count for nothing.
No, they do count for something because he's had good regular seasons. What I'm saying is, this year, if SGA don't win, okay, he don't win. But I'm still gonna say he's better than Jokic because I feel like Jokic is getting out the first round. Giannis is getting out in the first round. And I'm saying if you look at what they've done over the last 3 years, SGA and Tatum are better than Giannis and Jokic. That's what I'm saying. Because y'all know I'm like a football guy. In football, you don't get grace like this.
This ain't football. This is basketball.
And I think y'all should be more like us. Y'all too soft, man. Like if football, you don't get a grace.
SGA
like this.
Don't got no championships, Classic. None.
But he's been balling out the regular season.
Keep him out this conversation.
Good to talk to you, Classic. We got
yeah, man. Y'all have a good one.
Absolutely,
all right, brother. No way. I can't sit there and just listen to that. And you got me up here defending Jokic. It's crazy. Like I know
that's why I ain't say nothing. That's why I ain't say nothing. I was like, I'm gonna let my man keep going.
I know people think I'm a Jokic hater, but I'm not. I see the greatness. I just ask for a little bit more sometimes. Same with Luka. I've been a little harder on Luka than Jokic, but still, I see two great basketball players. And I just want a little bit more, but that's no reason for us to discredit what Jokic is doing. Jokic this season has been amazing. SGA's had to play his ass off to be leading. I think gonna get MVP, and I think he deserves MVP. Yeah. So chill. Real quick. Let's just recap. So what do we have? What are we looking at? Because playoffs start on Sunday?
Saturday.
First game on Saturday.
Okay. 1 o'clock.
Tomorrow's going to be the deciding factor.
We'll be on Chill with Chill when the playoffs start, just so y'all know.
Yes, we will. And y'all should be here too. Don't be late. So tomorrow evening, we will have the final 2 tickets punched, correct? We'll know what the playoff seating is going to be. Chill. Can we tell the people right now?
Absolutely.
What are we looking at?
So I think Memphis is out, and I think Dallas gets that 8 spot, and I think that Atlanta is out, and I think that Miami gets that 8 spot. That's what I think that we're looking at right now. Those two, and we got a first round matchup of Cleveland, Miami, Boston, Orlando, Knicks and Detroit, Indy and Milwaukee. And in the Western Conference, we're going to have a first round matchup of Oklahoma City and Dallas. We're going to have Houston and Golden State. We're going to have the Lakers and Minnesota, and then we're going to have Denver and the Clippers. That's what we're looking at, Ox. Yes, sir.
And on Saturday, y'all, we'll dive deeper into the actual playoffs. Today, we wanted to focus on the play-in, these last 2 tickets that need to be punched. On Saturday, we'll break down what the first round is going to look like, the second round, third round. We're going to all these matchups. We're going to break it down and let y'all know what to expect, who's going to win, ultimately who will be our champion. It's that time of year, late April. Playoffs are officially here.
It's here, yo. Saturday is when it actually jumps off. This is the preliminary round of the playoffs right here in the end season. Not the end season tournament. I'm sorry, with the play-in tournament. This is the preliminaries. This is the play-in in the NCAA tournament when you got 64 teams, and you got the Alabama State playing against Prairie View to get into the number 16 slot. That's what these games are. Right, that's what these games are. So as of right now, we still got Ox. Only got 2 tickets. Right, I got a ticket in the Western Conference, and I got a ticket in the Eastern Conference, and I got 4 teams. Ox, wait a minute, I got 2, 4. Something ain't adding up here. Something is not adding up here, Ox.
Somebody got to go.
Somebody got to go. I only got 2 tickets. That's it, and I got 4 teams. So 2 of y'all got to go. So which one is it? And Dallas is looking at Memphis like, well, we ain't leaving, and Miami is looking at Atlanta like, shit, we ain't leaving either. Well, Atlanta looking at them like, put us out.
Yeah, well, we gonna see y'all. Like I told y'all, man, y'all put y'all Instacart orders in. Y'all go to the store, get your snacks, get your pop, your candy, whatever it is that y'all need to get through these playoffs. Make sure you don't miss a single game. I'm sure we'll be on playback for a ton of them. Make sure you tap in on playback. Make sure you tap into playback tomorrow. That's where you will see these final 2 games of the play-in. You'll see these final 2 tickets punch. Don't miss it, y'all. Y'all know where to find us. Cheer.
Absolutely, man. It's good to see you guys. You know where to find me and the big fella. We here Thursday and Saturday now. And if we're not here, we're on the panel. We will see you guys soon. Until then, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother. When last time you talked to your mother? Call your mother. And if you're ever in the Portland area and you had too much to drink, get with the big fella. He'll make sure that you get home. He'll make sure of it. So we will see you guys soon. But until then, take it light. But take it. Absolutely, man. It was good to see you guys today.
All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all tomorrow on the panel, on playback after that. Y'all know what time it is. Drink tons of water. Get your cardio. Love yourself and never, ever, 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 ever drink and drive. We'll see y'all on Saturday.
Do that. Absolutely, man. Good to see you guys. Later.